Hi, welcome to the best of Homes on Homes. Today we're looking at kitchen renos gone horribly wrong. If you're thinking about resale value, the kitchen reno makes tons of sense. But it's also one of those renos where so many things matter: plumbing, electrical, structure. And as you're about to see, when people hire a company that doesn't specialize in kitchens, there's a whole new price to pay, and it's not cheap. Nice. Awesome. Look at the nest. They got a nest of them. Yeah, baby. But if you're going to do it right the first time.
My hero.
It's perfect. On the money.
Thank you, guys.
You like it?
Oh, do I ever?
The kitchen is a busy and social area of your home, and also one of the first rooms that people want to improve. So it's no surprise that the most common calls for help that we get are from homeowners whose kitchen renovations have gone wrong. One letter came from none other than George Chuvalo himself, the great heavyweight boxer who fought Muhammad Ali twice and never got knocked down. Ali even said that Chuvalo was one of the toughest guys he ever fought. Imagine ripping off George Chuvalo. Risk getting that big mitt punch. George and Joanne had been living in the area for about 10 years and decided their kitchen needed a facelift.
The kitchen's too small. So Joanne says, get somebody to renovate. I said, that sounds like a jolly good idea. She said, my brother's former girlfriend's renovator would be the ideal guy. And I said, well, why not? Why not?
It was supposed to be a 3-week job, and here I am, 2 months later, coming to see if we can save their kitchen. Electrical box right on the counter, built up, live. All the other electrical hanging out, pot lights in the attic that are not properly covered in insulation, all wrong. There's an upper cabinet mounted so high you can't even reach it. I'm looking at the end gable here. She goes up to meet the cabinet height, bring it all the way down, and what do you see? It doesn't go to the floor like it's supposed to. So we have the dishwasher and no plumbing. This wall here, we moved.
Yeah, it was moved over from about there.
Okay, I don't see any new drywall here. I don't see any new drywall here. How did he continue it over without getting a beam in across? Everything that we see just at the beginning, the first few moments, says this guy does not know how to do kitchens. We're gonna pull it all out, unfortunately. You may have to eat at the restaurant for a couple of days. We're gonna come in, we're gonna take it apart, we're gonna put it back together, and I'm gonna make this exceptional. So there's gonna be no more fighting. It'll be a knockout. All right, I like that. Don't hit me.
You sure it's undone by that?
Okay, thank you. If you can get it all cleared back and drop that ceiling,
That's what I want to do today.
I'd be a happy man.
Okay.
I had to take everything down, move structure, because just the layout was not going to work for me at all. What I wanted to see was an open kitchen design that made a big statement. Kitchen workspaces on the left, island in the center, and a breakfast table for George and Joanne to enjoy the new space. Everyone together? 1, 2, 3. Nice and easy. Nice and not now yet. Don't go up yet. Okay, now starts in the jack post. Okay, go, Mickey, go. I ordered a Paralam beam and spanned it from one side of the house to the other just to support the ceiling and the roof structure. Once that was secured, all the trades came in to get the house ready for spray foam. Oh, you're good. I love pros. We brought in this guy that had this laser system that he could set up in the middle of the kitchen and actually mark the layout for the countertop. Perfect fit. I think some people would say, do you really need this? Well, how many kitchens did we see that the walls do this, that they're not square, right?
Correct.
And what this is going to do is going to show you.
Exactly.
See, it's already laying it out here, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's laid out right all there.
Awesome. A few days later, in came the countertop, installed, looks beautiful. I like that.
Oh, my.
Two choices. I like choices. You know what? That's good. Perfect. See that? Got the match. Awesome. It was a big job, but one where everything worked out great. Oh, I'm gonna let you walk in first, so go ahead.
After you, madame. Okay, back up.
It's just one of those
Whoa.
right in front of you things.
Oh my God.
Joanne, this is different.
Take your shoes off.
I know, eh?
Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel.
Oh my God.
You might don't want to walk on it. It looks good, yes?
Oh, the color scheme is unbelievable. The whole, like, it just, everything fits.
I love
it's
it.
Beautiful. It's
Love it.
truly beautiful. Look at the countertops. Nice. This is nice. Everything's so balanced here. I mean, when you look at it, it looks so sane to me. It looks so sane. It looks so proper. It looks so right. I couldn't imagine a nicer, to me, what you had to start with. You couldn't make it a nicer. You couldn't. It's impossible.
I'm speechless. When I walked in, I couldn't believe I was in my house. This is perfect.
It's a knockout. Your shoelaces are untied. Homeowners Tony and Susan had no idea that a botched tile job would lead to an entire kitchen rental. You know what? I've had actually pulled up carpet that was harder to pull up than this. Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. We're showing kitchen renovations and the horror stories that happen when good people hire bad contractors. A kitchen reno is complex. It needs carpentry, tiling, plumbing, electric, venting. There's so many aspects and they all need to be right. That's why they're called skilled trades. Unfortunately for Tony and Susan, one thing done wrong in their kitchen renovation paralyzed their ability to get it finished and to move on. Susan and Tony bought the house, and the idea was, like normal, you come in, you buy a place, you get it ready for what you want to move into.
The house needed a lot of work, it needed a lot of updating, and our realtor recommended a contractor to us.
The contractor was kind enough to really bring them around to look at different homes, give them ideas of what he could do for them. Come highly recommended.
He was very helpful, very personable, and we were delighted to have found a contractor so easily, someone that would help us.
Tony. Mike, hi. The idea was to lay tile in the foyer, dining room, kitchen, and the powder room before the new kitchen could be installed. Everything started out fine, but the contractor started to cut corners, literally. And eventually, he just stopped showing up.
You're stuck, you're absolutely frozen, and you can't move on. You can't do anything because you're looking at this every single day, wondering, how am I going to fix this? How am I going to fix this?
What's up with the kitchen?
We started to install that ourselves. When we hired him, he was initially going to work with us on doing this, but as the relationship broke down, we decided we would go ahead and do it ourselves.
Basically, we couldn't finish any of the cabinets until we had the floor finished. There's still tiles that were pulled out and grout that's not finished at the end, and it's not finished into the corners.
This is not how to hold up a temporary sink. I'm pleased to see that we have a temporary sink here. The problem being with it is that he's anchored it into the windows. You're gonna put dishes in there, you're gonna fill it with water, and you're going to automatically lean against the counter.
Yeah.
I can't believe it hasn't snapped and come off. 4-inch line on your hood is incorrect. You need a 6-inch line on a microwave hood.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
Despite a gazillion things wrong with that kitchen, venting, plumbing, and way too many pot lights on one circuit, we couldn't move forward until we redid the floor. It is a total shame that we have to pull all this tile up because it looks pretty good, but unfortunately, it's not going to work. It's never going to stay, and we're going to redo it. Right now, the first piece came up, obviously, because it was not well bonded. It did not stick to the bottom. It was a dry mix. This is barely stapled down. It did not bond to the OSB. It has not bonded to the tile. He's obviously used a non-modified thin set, so I have a feeling we're in for a lucky day.
Good.
See that? My biggest fear was to pull up the thin set. I knew the tile was gonna come up fairly easy. I thought half and half. It's all coming up in full pieces. Once all the tile was out, we resheeted the floor and then installed a new membrane that flexes with the floor to prevent the type of cracking we saw here. Good. And you did that without a level. Perfect. Installing the cabinets. Little things you do that make the huge difference for look. Independent lighting, so we have lighting under the cabinets, plumbing, electrical, the glass door in the corner, which breaks that cabinet look. It's really nice. Tile backsplash. This is such a gorgeous tile. Again, porcelain. Countdown begins. Tony and Susan had been living in limbo for so many months. It was nice to bring them back to see the kitchen they'd only dreamt about until now. You ready?
We're ready.
Come on home.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna give your house back.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Quite a difference.
Oh, it's quite a difference. It's unbelievable to go from what we lived with for so long to something that is so polished.
In all intents, we've been able just to relax or think about, settling in a house.
Doing something different instead of thinking about the mess and how we were going to get out of it. It's stunning. It really is stunning. It really is beautiful.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you so much.
welcome.
Oh, I can't believe it.
By the end of it, all's good. Again, reminds me why I keep doing what I do.
To have Mike's crew come in was just amazing. They were professional. They came every day and they worked their butts off, and we have to thank them. It's amazing.
And if you think reno disasters only happen when people try to get a bargain, think again.
I didn't try to skimp here. I wasn't trying to get shortcuts done. I wanted it done right. That's why I planned it for 2 years. That's why I saved up and then bought the appliances that I wanted from a high-end perspective. So I want it done right. That's what I'm looking for.
Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. We're featuring all kitchens because 1, it's the most used room in the house. 2, it's the most common renovation. And 3, in my line of work, it's the reno most often done wrong. Jeremy did everything right and knew what had to be done, but the so-called kitchen experts didn't want to listen, even when they had a client willing to pay for the best job he could get. Go figure.
I didn't choose the cheapest. I chose the ones that were offering me a warranty and that I thought was a well-known company. It's a company you're hearing on the radio and they're on the TV. So I thought, they'd do a decent job.
Jeremy.
Mike,
How are you? Jeremy got several quotes and finally chose a company that specialized in kitchens and told them what he wanted. The one thing he didn't want was any corners cut.
And I asked everybody to do a gut, what I called a gut, which to me is going down to the bare bones.
Did they?
And start over. No, they did not.
They did.
They did the least they could.
All Jeremy wanted and was willing to pay for was a kitchen renovation done right. Plumbing, wiring, everything. For $32,000 in a house that size, he should have had a great kitchen with the best workmanship. No excuses.
One of the walls has a plywood along the entire base of the wall. And I told them I wanted that ripped out and drywalled. Even though it's behind cabinets, I still wanted it done right. And I was a little also concerned with some of the electrical work that was in that piece of plywood. They kept telling me, yeah, we'll remove it. In fact, I did a change order where I specifically said, remove it. They left it in.
Did I not see a window on this side of the house?
That's right. So there was a window above the sink, an old window that was rather
Right here?
poorly placed. I asked them to remove that completely. I told them I would take care of the vinyl siding in the summertime myself, and they left that in, just drywalled over it, basically. It's what's underneath that worries me. Like, it's easy to make it look good on the outside, but, you know, am I going to have to rip it out in 2 years to fix everything that's wrong underneath?
That's why it should have been ripped out in the first place. I'm gonna bring in everyone we know, and hopefully this isn't too much, but I got bad feelings here. This is an older home that's been manipulated over the years. It's 1920. How many renovations has happened here? Look at this. It brings the electrical through where the drywall is. Totally unacceptable. What if you put a screw through that? Buggers. Oh my, let's put paper in there too. That's not paper, it's a plastic bag. Very good job, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you.
This is where the window was, right here. Probably to about here, and they plastered, so they drywalled this, they plastered, didn't do a bad plastering job. We're free! When you hire a company with a big reputation to do a new kitchen, you think they do it right. When we took it apart, it was nothing but patch jobs, and dangerous ones at that. Knob and tube in the ceiling, didn't even pull it out. The wiring, pinched by ductwork, just hammered shut. Live lines hidden in the walls. Live lines that were plastered over. Hidden junction boxes. We even found old cardboard in the walls, which is a major fire and mold hazard. All of these problems could have been fixed easily if the contractor had gutted the room just like he was asked to do.
25 cents a pack.
Get out of here.
Well, that's what it looks like to me. No wonder everyone smoked back then. It was cheap.
Everyone smoked. That kitchen area was too small to try and save the window. It would have meant a lot less covered space. In the end, we did it properly, meaning we needed a new plan to bring light into the room. I put in 2 new sun tunnel skylights. Instead of a window, they're tubes that direct sunlight in right from the roof. Love those. I'm getting a tan. This is great for UV rays. It reflects off the inside. And it does the whole. Yeah, it gets the inside of my ears. We had to rebuild, not rebuild the cabinets, but rebuild the base of the cabinets. So we took some 3/4 inch plywood, ripped it down 4 inches, went underneath. You're gonna see it just really, here's from behind the cabinet here. You can see that we've done all new bases all the way underneath, all the way around. And the idea is because anything they've cut, they manipulated the floor was out 2 inches, it was up and down, so they cut the base of the cabinet to fit the floor, which is normal. But usually we fix the floor first so we don't have to fix the cabinets. Countertops are going in, they're nice and chocolatey. I like the colors.
This is a machine that helps us to give alignment and also to make the joints really tight. So what there is a compressor down there that will cause a vacuum into the 4 pods here. So they end up getting a perfect joint by having this very strong vacuum and an ability to adjust the counter, that fine tuning to give you a perfect joint on those.
Well, you know what? For the money that Jeremy really knew he was putting out, this is how the kitchen should have looked. You got your island.
Yes, nice.
That's the way it should have been done. We took out the wall that was in there. It's not a load-bearing wall, even though we restructured the top. It's not a load-bearing, and gave you that island top. So now you can put in those
Couple stools.
couple of stools right here. Exactly what you were looking for. This is quartz. Okay, and it's a quartz stone. It's man-made. It is stone. This is 100% non-porous. It will not absorb ever. I love the sun tunnels.
Yes.
I really do. It really made a difference. I have to agree with you. The window did have to go. We took care of that and brought in Rob and his guys and did the siding fix on the outside.
Right now it's nighttime. When the sun comes in here, it is going to be gorgeous. One of the reasons why I bought this house was I bought it on a sunny day with view all the way from the front of the house straight all the way back to the pool. And it's going to be gorgeous in the daylight.
You need anything? You call me.
Excellent.
And I mean
Thank
anything.
you so much.
My pleasure. You,
This
my
has been
friend,
great.
deserve this.
Thanks.
You do. We'll see you
It's been
again.
great. Thanks.
Take it easy. Kathleen had special needs that should have and could have been addressed in her renovated kitchen. You have burnt your arms
Yes, several times.
reaching over the stove.
And reaching into the oven.
Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes, the kitchen renovation episode. You wouldn't normally see us doing work in apartments or condos because of the restrictions of what you can and cannot do. But in this case, we made an exception. Kathleen had lived in the area for about 25 years and wanted to make some changes to her condo. Hello, Kathleen.
Hi, Mike.
How are you today? Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
Kathleen was looking for a simple bathroom that was wheelchair friendly. So no tub, a sink she can fit under, and a toilet that's easy to access. Sounds simple, yet 2 contractors had already tried and failed to make her bathroom more accessible. In fact, the second installer even went as far as to come in and tear out all of his work.
They took it, I would say, a step farther than what I had anticipated, because not only did they come get their things, but they also took out the light switches, the switch for the vent fan, and absolutely stripped it. They told me that they'd done me a favor and left me walls. And I said, well, that's nice, because I had walls before you ever came.
The only favor they did you was leaving. Well, thanks to them ripping out everything, we didn't have to demolish anything, and it should be an easy fix. But I quickly realized that it was the kitchen that was even more of a concern for Kathleen's safety. She loved baking, and it was often she burned her arms trying to reach the cupboards over the stove. So nothing really severe, but it's enough, isn't it? Any burn is enough.
That one was pretty bad. It took a couple of weeks to heal.
I saw the scars on her arms. That was from reaching over the stove. I saw a lot of dings, and that's from her trying to maneuver and hitting the doors and... If I walked in and I see that you're trying to maneuver around in a chair that you need right now, and you're hitting doors with your hands, and you're burning your arms with the elements of the stove, that would drive me insane. I'm gonna give her a new kitchen. Something that makes it easier also for her. When I'm done, you should come back, smile. You probably do cartwheels around your apartment and enjoy everything we've done.
I'll practice them while I'm at the hotel.
Where do you want the hot tub? Just kidding.
Anywhere.
Just kidding. Let's get you. We sent Kathleen to stay in a hotel until the renovations were done. Kind of smart. Once we started prepping for the reno, we realized that she had stuff everywhere. I don't want to say that she's a pack rat, but she's a pack rat. That gives you an idea what the closets were like. You know, it's funny to see people that are pack rats.
Yes.
You know, that's not that she's a very kind person, very nice person, but my God. Again. Okay. Like there's 3 measuring cups, right? Plus, actually 4, plus all these. If you and Katie can actually do your wonderful magic thing and go through this kitchen and figure out what you would like to keep, make sure she's got cookie pans and everything she needs and not 1,000 of each,
One of
okay?
everything?
But just pick a set of nice glasses, coffee mugs, one set of dishes. We need to label as much as possible because just taking a look at that door tells you how organized this lady is, okay?
Oh yeah, that's gonna take a while.
You gotta love her, man. You really do. Look at samples of a paint color. She doesn't identify which one, but right by the switch. She likes blue in the kitchen. That's quite obvious. Kathleen's disability meant a specialized kitchen design to accommodate the wheelchair. Upper cabinets needed to be accessible, the chair needed to fit underneath that sink, and I wanted to solve the problem of her getting burned over the stove. Looking good. I am impressed. Do you need anything from me, or just stay the hell out of your way? No. Just stay out of your way, right? Happy days? Of course. That is a tight fit. That's what I call a perfect fit. Awesome.
Joe, can you turn on the switch?
In the end, we gave Kathleen a wheelchair-friendly bathroom, but more importantly, a kitchen where she can enjoy doing what she loves.
Oh, that's so nice.
We had a designer come in and design a most incredible kitchen for you. You see, I didn't like the burns on your arms.
I'm not gonna burn myself.
I know that, but I didn't like it, so I always wanted to make it just a little bit easier so you
I
have a...
love to bake.
You do?
I can't
You see
wait
this?
to bake in here.
We have a brand new oven here, and it's at your level, so you can see it completely.
It's a convection oven.
It is,
too.
and that's great for what?
That's baking.
You got it. We gave you quartz specialty countertops and dropped down the center so it was more comfortable for you to almost wheel under.
It'll be good.
In each one of these cupboards, there happens to be, if you reach up and pull this down, you can put in all your plates. What we're gonna do is lock it in place. We load it all up with everything you want, okay? And it's counterbalanced by the weight that's up there. You let it go and it just puts everything back in the cupboard again. This is what we call a glass cooktop. And this is a total safety cooking unit for you.
I'm overwhelmed by everything. It's just all very beautiful, and that is where I like to sit in the morning and write.
Is it?
Every morning.
By your new freezer.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm gonna get so much in it. There's more space.
And makes it easier for you to get in and out of. That's the idea. She's been there for 26 years. She didn't want to move. And I think we succeeded simply because we gave her her independence. And that's what she wanted. That's what she needed. She doesn't want to be taken care of. She doesn't want to be anywhere else but in her home.
It's going to be so amazing because it's going to make it easier for me to manage. It's not just like pretty bathroom, pretty kitchen. Yes, pretty bathroom and pretty kitchen, but I can manage on my own.
You know how people say, if I didn't laugh, I'd be crying? Well, Woody and Nancy chose humor to face the kitchen reno they got stuck with because the work was horrific. No joke. What's that on your shirt? That's me.
And what do you say to Mike Holmes?
Make it right, Mike.
Make it right, Mike. That's cute. Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. We're focusing all on kitchens, specifically when kitchen renos go bad. A kitchen renovation is one of the toughest to live through. The only thing worse is being stuck with a botched kitchen reno and no sink. You're out of money and you still don't have the kitchen you want. It always comes down to being an educated consumer and shopping around, not trying to pinch pennies. I know it's exhausting. I know the easy solution is to take someone at their word and have faith, but believe me, it doesn't work. It never works. And yet Woody and Nancy had to learn this the hard way. Despite that, when they started this process, it all seemed to be straightforward.
Well, I'm a sign language interpreter, and I work with deaf people, and I have deaf friends. And we wanted to make sure that it was open because sign language is a visual language, obviously. And I wanted to be able to communicate with my friends and socialize with them without having to peek my head around a corner. Hello! You're back. Thank you so much for coming back.
My pleasure. Nice to see you again. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Woody.
Mike, good to see you again.
Nancy tried to hire electricians, plumbers, but time after time, the people she called didn't show up.
By the 5th time that we had a contractor not show up or not call us back, we did have one person show up. I finally had friends who said, look, you know what? Let's see what we can do to try and help you.
My number one rule, hire professionals who know what they're doing. As soon as I walked in the door, I could see the work was not done by pros. I don't like the stove being so tight to the corner. This is not the way we do this at all.
We had the wine glasses in the cabinet here, and they had come and installed the range hood, and we tried to open the door to get the wine glasses out, and the door wouldn't open.
It's jammed against the range hood.
And the range hood isn't hooked up. There's no way that they could hook it up to the electricity that was already existing, so this is just a decoration.
The countertop was installed broken. It's still broken. And the countertop was supposed to be flat, not glossy. So we've had some issues. The company that did the cabinets in the kitchen for us was actually a company that was starting to go into kitchens, and so I found out we were one of the first kitchens they ever did.
Before they started.
Closets.
Closets. Rule number 2, hire professionals who know what they're doing. You wouldn't hire an electrician to build you a deck. So if you're doing a new kitchen, don't hire a company that does closets.
From closets to kitchens.
They came out of the closets.
I see.
And went into the kitchen. The pain is necessary in the learning process. It's the misery part that's optional. So we're trying to keep a sense of humor about this, but we, at the same time, have learned a lot about what not to do and what we need to do.
What I needed to do was to take apart the kitchen to see what was behind it all. Right away, I see 2 vents on the bottom of this. We were able to move it with no problem, so obviously they just closed off whatever was in the floor and put in 2 vents. So if we lean this back... Shady? Oh, don't like that. That's live. And we have a hidden junction. This is why we take things down. I hate this. You know, I say it all the time. If you can see the problems in front of your face are wrong, imagine what's behind it. We found problems with electrical, HVAC, tile work, not to mention the plumbing for the second floor bathroom. That, by the way, was also done by friends. So we gutted the kitchen and we started from scratch. Since it was a townhouse, I wanted to reduce noise from the neighbors by using a sound-deadening drywall. Six-foot span, that's out almost an inch. If that's out an inch and that's down to 0 because the wall's out, the most we can be at a square is 1 inch.
Right.
We cut the drywall, that's ½ inch. We shaved the back of the cabinet.
Yeah.
We have to displace the difference, right? A little here,
Right.
a little there. Spit shine.
Nice.
Is that it? That's it.
That's it. All right, come on in.
Wow.
I think you've been out here long enough.
Oh.
Honestly, I think a lot of people will bring in their friends and family, and you know, they don't have a lot of money. I understand that. They needed to move in the house. I understand why they brought them all in, but you need to understand when you bring in people that don't know what they're doing, you're going to have problems.
Shut up. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Take a breath of fresh air here.
Oh, man. Oh, man. This is way beyond anything that I would have dreamed of.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Wow, you're welcome. It is beautiful. I love it. Structurally, because after fixing up the electrical, I moved this wall back so that I could have this recessed back.
Gorgeous.
Oh, you got a new fridge and
Oh my God, I can't, it's just overwhelming to try and take it all in. It is stunning.
By taking this wall out, if you remember, your fridge was here, your stove was here.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and this way, by looking here, we had just a beautiful display, is what the way it should have been.
We're not gonna hit each other anymore now when we're walking through the kitchen.
Oh no, really?
Out of my way. Let me see.
Oh. This is just.
That's awesome.
I don't think we can express ourselves.
Mike, did you see your overalls?
I did. This is make it right. What does that say?
Make it right.
Make it right. Did we make it right? We sure did. At last, I meet a homeowner who's ready to talk tough with me. Too bad she didn't talk this way to the contractor who botched her kitchen floor.
If you don't do a good job, then we'll contact somebody and have you.
I like it. I like it. I'll accept that challenge.
Okay.
Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. We're looking at kitchen renos and all the problems that can go wrong with them. Nothing is ever simple in any renovation, and even cosmetic repairs like replacing flooring can go wrong if it's not done well. Janet and Audrey have been living in the house now for many years, dealing with the same contractor that they've grown to trust.
We were very pleased with the work they had done. In fact, we had them come back and do more work at the back. So we didn't hesitate when we wanted the floor done to call them in and have them do it.
There are many problems with the floor. They paid for a small tile job and the tiles were now failing. Personally, I think they were charged way too much for 100 square feet of flooring. It's not like they're gold tiles, but either way, this is pretty straightforward.
We had them do a new floor and didn't get what we asked for.
Normally, we're used to seeing the grout crack, but in this case, we're seeing the tiles crack. Hi, Audrey.
Hi, how you doing?
Nice to see you
Good,
again.
Good. Oh, your hands are cold.
Well, it's a little damp outside, but your hands are warm.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You don't mind if I hold them for a while, do you?
We noticed the first couple of cracks. Then we contacted the company and the floor continued to crack over the 9 months we had been dealing with them.
The way these tiles have cracked tells me right away what the problem is. Usually you see cracking along the grout lines. When tiles crack, it means there's movement in the floor.
This is what we don't want to see.
Well,
See how
there's
it's cracked?
See, this is cracked there. There is. See, that's not even. See the grutting? It gets wider as it goes back.
And meanwhile, I can tell they have a saw because I can see the cut, so they have a wet
I know.
saw.
I wasn't really happy with the quality.
For me, you know what? I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna show why it broke, why it's not working, how it should have been done in the first place, and what we're gonna do to fix it. Cabinets are designed to go from finished floor. So if you tile up to your cabinets, you'll never be able to put in a dishwasher underneath the countertop. It won't fit. It's designed to go from finished floor height to the bottom of the countertop. So when it comes down to it, new cabinets, new floor, inexpensive kitchen. There you go. See, again, it's the proper stuff. The 1/4-inch hardy board, which is a good product. There's nothing wrong with it. But they've laid it over 2 layers of linoleum, and the old 1/4-inch looks like mahogany, which was designed to put your linoleum on top. This will probably come up rather easy. So this is a hardy board. It's actually a great product. Problem being, it's only screwed down with drywall screws, which is an absolute no. Nothing adhered underneath it. That's exactly where our cracks were, right across. We can see that. And I said it would be the joint. It's precisely what it is. We are going to run this way. We're going to stagger our sheets so we can get going with hammering all the nails down. We're going to make sure, I want to add just a little bit more. So we'll add some PL Premium right across every board. Just a nice little bead, right? Put down the plywood, screw it, make sure we leave that 1/8 of an inch gap in between our tongue and groove. You pick that tongue and groove?
Yep.
It's gonna be tight, I know that. Down here, but...
Oh, it's good.
are happy.
Use your strength.
Oh my God. Okay, it's getting easier at least.
It's not just tile on every home. It doesn't work that way. What type of thin set to use? What type of flooring to use? In other words, a subfloor. Do I have to build up the structure? Should I double sheet it? Is the Dieter good enough? You really need to know these things. The end gable is really the clean area for the fridge to go. It allows the upper cabinet to exceed past the wall cabinets, which are approximately here. You want your cabinet above the fridge to be deeper. This way you don't have to dig way back over the fridge as the fridge is in place, the cabinet's in front of you. So by tying the gable into the side gable of the cabinet and then the cabinet to the wall secures everything nice and tight right at this point. No matter what size the kitchen is, it must be done right. A broken floor is a broken floor. No one wants to walk on that. And Audrey's reaction could not have been better.
Holy crow! Oh my goodness! Oh gee! Oh, I got a new stuff. I got a new fridge. Oh.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Wow! Is this ever something? Oh, he took that crappy lamp down, right down to the fan. Look at this.
You have a dishwasher.
What?
There you go.
Oh, Mike. Thank you, guys.
You like it?
Oh, do I ever?
Every once in a while, I do a job that pays off so well for me in the end.
I'm telling you. Oh, gosh, I can hardly wait to start. Want to stay for dinner?
She was so amazed of the little things that we did that I thought were little, to her were huge.
Look at that. Oh, Mike. Oh, my gosh. Peekaboo. Oh, isn't that nice? That's a good liquor cabinet. Is that a gorgeous? Oh, I'm just all shivery.
What makes me happy is the look on her face. The little things that we did made such a difference in her life.
Oh, I just can't tell you how pleased I am.
Well, I think you just did. You know what? I feel really good, and I got goosebumps.
That's where I smile. That's where my day is worth putting in everything I do. Such a small job to such a huge ending.
So have I passed? You're not...
Oh, yeah, you passed.
I passed?
You passed.
It wasn't a lot of work. It was really easy. But to see that smile at the end. Large, small, or in between, kitchens are the heart of a home. People naturally congregate in a kitchen, so you want it to be comfortable, attractive, and functional. So when it's time to renovate the kitchen, learn from these stories and do it right.
I'm cold.
Like it?
Oh, you like it?
Oh, geez,
That's awesome.
Oh,
you're crying.
I wish you could come every day. Yeah. They tell me I gotta work for another 10 years, so I don't know why I can't work for Mike Holmes. Eh?
That's right.
You can work for me any day.
That's a deal.
Welcome to the best of Homes on Homes. We're about to see 6 stories that are classic examples of what I call contractor gotchas. It's when we go into a house where a homeowner has been left with an incompetent renovation. Once we peel away the layers, we find proof positive that a company doing the work didn't know what the hell they were doing. In one case, we actually found a confession in writing. Nice. Awesome. Look at the nest. They got a nest of them. Yeah, baby. But if you're going to do it right the first time.
My hero.
It's perfect. On the money.
Thank you, guys.
You like it?
Oh, do I ever?
Our first story starts with something we see just way too often. Nice people need a basement renovation, and in good faith, they hire a fairly big-name company claiming to specialize in basements. When the finishing work begins, the homeowner's faith begins to crumble, much like the workmanship they got. See what we find when we're called to step in. If this was a trial, I guess you'd have to say we got ourselves a confession. There's a ton of reasons to renovate a basement. Rebecca and Tom had a baby on the way. They needed more room. They hired a company that claimed basements were their specialty. When the contractor arrived, he seemed professional enough. So Rebecca and Tom didn't even ask for references in order to see his work.
This contractor we ended up choosing stood out for us because he seemed quite professional. He put it in writing.
His quote was very detailed, and he gave us a guarantee.
And he returned our calls, and he seemed to have no problem answering questions. So he really seemed to stand out as the most professional.
They didn't pay a huge amount of money to the contractor, surprisingly. And this should have been their first clue that it wasn't a bargain. Tom.
Hi, Mike. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Rebecca.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Come on in.
Come on
I
in.
hear we have some basement problems.
We do. The only time we saw him was in the morning. He would come and he had the access code for the house, so he would let himself in and he would let these 3 workers in.
What is wrong with this picture? Contractor comes in, as kind as can be, sells the job, starts the work, brings in other people, he's barely there, and all these other people look like students.
So this was supposed to be finished.
I hate this right away.
And we didn't really know there was major problems because they put the drywall up and everything looked okay. It's only when they started doing the finish, when they started doing the plaster of the wall, that we could see what a horrible job the finish was.
There's not even a doubt in my mind that I've got to gut the basement. Just everything that was shown visually right in front of my eyes was wrong.
The doorknobs are actually bent in, so
These are the ones we upgraded to pay for.
Well, it swings in.
It swings both ways, actually.
One day we heard a vacuum running and we thought, oh, that's good. They must be tidying up down there. A few days later, we realized it was our vacuum, our home vacuum, that they'd gone into our second floor, into our closet, got our vacuum, and was using our vacuum to vacuum up cement and drywall. So they burned the motor out of the vacuum.
This is the bathroom.
This is the bathroom. And that tap doesn't go right to the wall over there, but he said that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh my God, this is poor.
I was home sick and they didn't know I was home, and I heard music in the basement, so I just came down to see how things were going. Came down and they were standing on our couch with music blasting, playing the air guitar.
Oh my.
Credit card was activated from our home, which was not activated by either of us.
Somebody activated that card and it wasn't the homeowners. Somebody went out and bought a computer and it wasn't the homeowners. Somebody slipped that card back.
What we also noticed from the filing cabinet is that all the paperwork related to the renovation has gone missing.
How did they just go missing? They just disappeared? And why did they just disappear?
If I had to guess, I'd say someone was trying to get rid of any paper trail that they were here and that they were responsible for the renovation.
Little does this contractor know, the homeowners have the original documents. These were just photocopies. I have to completely gut this basement. You do know that.
We're hoping that's what you're going to say.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. Surprise? No, it's not a surprise. You see it wrong in front of you, it's definitely wrong underneath it.
This is how you want to do a wall.
This is a heat line that was tied into upstairs that was removed. There's a duct that leads upstairs somewhere that no longer has heat going to there, and this was closed in. Number 2, we have a totally illegal junction, not only close, not even close to being done right. All loose wires, we can see, I just hit that, and it actually just shut off the light in there. This was hidden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's here. You're only allowed 12 per circuit. We had to tear down the walls right to the studs. Then we found the gotcha, a written confession. Someone's name, I won't mention the name, as a matter of fact, I'll cover it out. Built first basement ever. With no permits and no inspections, they were certain these 2x4s would never be seen. So they decided to sign the wood that states this is their first job ever. Tom and Rebecca were embarrassed by how badly they've been conned. First basement ever. So they decided to sign the lumber and put down it was their first basement ever.
Every possible worst scenario I've imagined. I've just been so scared about what a horrible job was done down here. So when I came down here and saw that it had been gutted and it was gone, I felt such relief to know that we could start from scratch and it would be safe.
It looks 100% better right now.
I have to agree. When a contractor left Candace and John with a botched window installation, he probably never thought that his work would end up on TV. Holy cow. Okay, where's he?
Underneath right now.
He's underneath it. Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. We're highlighting the contractor gotcha moments, the times we see the proof with our own eyes that these contractors didn't know what they were doing. When companies are in a habit of ripping people off, they often put money into looking professional. That way they get the job, even though they don't have the skills to do the job right. When Candace and John bought their first house, it needed a bit of work, but they thought they could fix it up over time.
Eventually, we wanted to put a new window, but we had other things we had to do first. But we woke up one cold February morning and found it cracked from side to side and top to bottom.
They hired a contractor to put in a bay window, basically a bay window that's curved and should be cantilevered from the house. One look, and I knew it hadn't been installed correctly. Not even close.
It's a lousy day, but let's take a look at your window before I go inside. I already see something I don't like.
This contractor claims to be in business for 16 years. He came well recommended.
I would imagine you're a little cold on the inside right now.
Yes, there's a lot of draft coming in.
Well, you have no insulation whatsoever. As a matter of fact, well, they do. Look at, they've caulked right across the bottom of the window, and then you use the bad insulation just stuffed across that zone.
It's got to be cold coming in there. That's not how we support it. They should have taken bricks down and come right up and beautifully concaved around that window. And then the top. So all you're doing is losing heat across the top as well. The window was not installed correctly. But here's the funny thing. We caught the company right in the act. The neighbor across the street had a surveillance camera right in the front window and recorded the whole installation.
They have surveillance cameras all around their house, and it just so happens that our neighbor was watching it while he was at work, and everything that goes through the camera ends up on his hard drive.
You see them ripping it out? I think I might have to put a camera in my window.
They had hoisted the window up, put it in, the window sort of situated it. One of them held the window on the outside, standing on a ladder, and the other one ran inside to put a screw in.
You're putting the window in?
Next thing you know, you see the kid, and then he's falling backwards, and the window's on top of him.
Holy cow. Okay, where's he?
Underneath right now.
He's underneath it.
If you take out a flat window and replace it with a bay window, the best way to support it would be to cantilever it from the house. You also have to make sure that the window is insulated properly, bottom and top, preferably with spray foam. You need to make sure that it's caulked properly. None of that had been done, but that's exactly what we did.
Well, the real challenge is actually just bringing this down, getting the structure out, and then putting it back the way it should be. Just tap it upwards, tap it upwards. He's gonna come up real easy.
This is coming up. In order to cantilever out from the bay window, we had to remove the brick and the cinder block behind it to expose the end plate of the floor joists.
You close? Yeah. And there's our floor joist. So we can see the floor joist on the inside of the house there, which is great. Right on top of this row of the 4-inch cinder block. We'll just continue that right out, build it around, cantilever in, structure the window.
Cantilevering allowed us to support this window without any external bracing. We sistered new joists to the existing floor joists, glued them, screwed them, and bolted them together. The rule is, for every 1 foot out, we go 2 feet in.
It's a great structure. Obviously, it's going to hold this window well because it's cantilevered off the floor. You know, if this was a small window, it'd be real easy to put in a small bolt. It's not heavy. When you got a 500-pound window plus, you
got a structure for it. The window that fell on the installer was damaged. I'm surprised he wasn't. So we installed a new, higher quality one to replace it.
This way, Dave. Right there.
I like it. Looks clean. Looks good. The focal point, it's all about the window. Now that looks bold, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks a lot bigger because we've created that effect all the way around the window, and we use all the right people. Structuring in, cantilevering in the floor joist. Some people say I do too much, but I don't think so. This is what I would do at my house. Even though your house is not insulated, everything's new at this point. Whatever you do down the road, you don't have to worry about the window.
It's great to have the window done properly insulated. It looks so much better from the outside. It'd be nice to sit inside and actually be able to enjoy it.
First, they installed a bay window as if it was a casement window with no support underneath. Second, using only 2 guys who didn't know what they were doing, they damaged the window in the process by dropping it. Most of the time, we don't get to see their incompetence. This time, it was caught on camera. Gotcha. Take a look at how bad the work was left on this tiling job before another professional stepped up and gave his own gotcha by showing the contractor who bailed how it's really done. Perfect, Ron. I mean, perfect. Good. And you did that without a level. Perfect. Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. This is a classic gotcha story. A couple hires a contractor that left plain as day evidence that he's not, 1, a licensed contractor, and 2, definitely not a professional tiler. The good news, twist on the gotcha theme, is that the homeowners got the last laugh. Susan and Tony just emigrated from the UK. They bought a house, and like so many other houses on the market, it needed some work.
The house needed a lot of work, it needed a lot of updating, and our realtor recommended a contractor to us. Shows up, he's full of energy, yeah, had great ideas. What's not to like? Very polite, educated, could hold a sentence together. What's not to trust?
I could tell as soon as I saw it, it was not done by a pro. The tiles were uneven, the door jambs were cut poorly. The grout was cracked and missing everywhere. Well, this is one whole lot of tile. This is right from the front door right through into the dining room. We don't have grout. I can also see right off that we've had grout repairs.
The issues really started when the tiling started.
The problems with him showing up started around that time also. I think the job was too much for him. And I think by that point, it was also all about the money.
The contractor just stopped showing up, but the story was far from over.
One day, Tony happened to be home and there was a big knock at the door and we were really devastated. It was the tile company. They were looking for the contractor because he had bounced the check for the tile.
He bounced the check with the tile guy?
Yes.
Yeah, with the tile company.
With the tile company.
The supplier.
And he had written our street name on the memo part of the check.
The good tile guys, they're no fools. They found the street, looked for a bin, peeked inside the bin, saw their cut off tiles, and knew they'd found their house.
We invited the tile guys in and they took a look at the job, and it was at that point that they started to show things to us that were not correct. And they were great. They were so helpful. They were, wonderful with us at telling us if we ever needed any help to contact them. So in a moment of madness, I called the tile company. I broke down crying on the phone with them, and we started talking about things we could do to fix the tile. And they were laughing, saying it was a job for you. And little did we know, they contacted the Homes on Homes show on our behalf.
The supplier really stepped up to the plate. He offered to donate all of the product that we needed to fix this place. There was absolutely no way of repairing this. Not a chance in hell of repairing this, because the grout would continue to crack on a monthly basis. The tiles would eventually loosen and snap up everywhere. They're coming up without even breaking. You can see all the characters from his travel. It's as if He troweled the floor, grabbed the tile, and just placed them down, placed them down, placed them down. He created a nice level surface with the thin set, and just tile after tile. By the time he got to a certain area, it was dry. There was no pushing it in. There's no buttering effect. Makes it easier for me, but I shouldn't have to be doing this. It's all coming up in full pieces. If this was placed right, we wouldn't even be out of the kitchen yet. Unbelievable. Talk about a contractor gotcha. If this was laid by a pro, there's no way it would have come up this easy. In the end, we got about 90% of the tile come up without even a scratch. And here's a sweet piece of justice. Susan and Tony still owed the contractor $3,000 for the work that had been done. They gave it to the supplier instead. The next step was to prep the floor for new tile. That meant using new products that work for today's building codes. These are products that allow for the movement in the floor without cracking the tile or the grout. We meet a lot of good contractors and suppliers that are true professionals, and this guy was all class. He not only supplied all the tile to redo the job, but he even loaned us his installers to do it. You gotta love it. So you're the man, you're Ton. You're the one that saves people, eh? Another one out there. I really love to hear that. I think that's very admirable that you do this. That, you stand up to the plate and say, hey, we're gonna help this family.
The customer was unhappy, so it's not good for our industry, I think. So we should help. So we did.
Okay, come over here and just tag that down, please. What did you just spray over that?
It's the aerosol hairspray.
Hairspray.
Non-scented.
Non-scented. Obviously, that's to keep the line there.
Yeah. Porcelain definitely has to be dried because otherwise you get what's called a water bond. And the tile will just pop loose. You can have perfect coverage, but there'll be water separating it, and that's not good. See the patterns start to form.
Oh, I love it.
Each small tile surrounded by 4 big tiles and vice versa.
I love it.
Big tile surrounded by
4 small tiles. Once the tiling was all done, we laid down the hardwood at the front of the house and gave them the kitchen they were looking for when they started this renovation. You ready?
We're ready.
Come on home.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna give your house back.
That is awesome.
You like it?
I love it.
That's totally cool.
It is really cool. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This has all been reinforced to take this load. We've put in all the right products. You're never gonna see this break. You're never gonna see it crack again.
I think the layout of the tile has just enhanced the beauty of the tile. It's stunning. It really is stunning.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you so much.
welcome.
Oh, I can't believe it.
By the end of it, all's good. Again, reminds me why I keep doing what I do.
We never ask for anything. We are very independent people. And the amount of generosity that people have shown is just astonishing to us. It's just beautiful.
It makes me proud that this tile company came to the rescue when they too had been ripped off. Homeowners Jeff and Lori were not as lucky. They had trouble finding anyone who cared that their new house was crumbling beneath them. Who needs a drill? I can actually go through this wall. If I kept going, imagine this being a prison. Man, you'd be out in what, 2 days? Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. We're featuring contractor gotcha stories, where we find proof that a contractor simply is not competent, despite his claims to the contrary. In this next story, when the finishing work begins, the homeowner's faith begins to crumble, much like the workmanship they got. Jeff and Lori purchased a brand new home, Everything seemed to be fine. At the beginning, it's always fine until there's a leak or something happens. And then Jeff and Lori noticed that the foundation was starting to crumble.
Every spring, we would end up going out on the deck, and there'd just be like stone dust and crumbling on the side of the...
And on the side of the house where the garden is, every time I'd put plants in, there was crumbling cement.
So we have a bit of a foundation issue. Look at it falling apart there, eh? Look at that. Oh, my God. You can pull it around apart with your fingers. You know it's not good. So they called in the builder. The builder comes in with a hammer. He's an engineer. He's got a hammer.
And he said it's fine?
Yeah, it sounds okay.
It sounds okay. Meanwhile, look at it.
It's called spalling. Concrete is flaking off everywhere. So either it was badly mixed or not properly cured. It really doesn't matter. Spalling is not good.
I called an engineer, and they came in and did core samples.
The engineers needed to do a comprehensive strength test on the concrete. So they take a core sample, compress it until it crumbles or breaks. At this point, they have a value known as MPa or PSI.
We were down to the area of 7 MPa, if I'm right?
5.
5.
Yeah.
Now, minimum code requirement's 15.
Right. We took those results, and we sent them to the new home warranty program. And they came back and told us that they can't be that bad.
Okay, well, the outside looks pretty rough. Let's go see the inside.
Okay.
Okay.
When they said they wanted to come in and do another test, and they wanted to look at it, I said, fine, what do you want to do? And they said, well, we're going to bring somebody in, and they're going to bring in a device that's called the Schmidt hammer, and they're going to do a rebound test on the wall.
Why do we have duct tape?
That's where they did the test holes.
That's where they did the test holes.
Yeah, there's some down there. They did them on different levels, down the bottom, in the middle, up in the
and
top.
lower.
When they use the hammer test, they're supposed to calibrate it to a known strength. So when he was bouncing it off the floor, he was calibrating it off the floor because it's supposed to be 25 MPa. And when he did that, I said, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm calibrating it to know what the strength is. And I said, well, how do you know what the strength of the floor is? He said, well, it has to be a minimum of 25 MPa. I said, yeah, but the wall has to be a minimum of 15. We already know that's not 15.
Isn't that great? We put up insulation to stop moisture issues, and what do we get? That is soaking wet. The new home warranty test came back in, and they said the hammer test showed the concrete wasn't as bad as Jeff's test showed.
And I said, well, the compressive strength tests are the definitive test. They tell you what the strength is, according to all the experts.
New home warranty said, okay, we're going to drill our own core samples and have our engineers test the concrete. Big mistake.
When they came back, their tests were worse than ours.
At that point, Jeff had 2 separate engineering reports that stated the strength of the concrete was way below minimum code. But the new home warranty and the builder washed their hands of the problem, stating that it was not a structural defect. Are you kidding me?
Do they think we're idiots? After we've had all these tests done, and because you say everything is fine?
We're talking about a foundation wall. The whole house is built on a foundation wall. It's 1/3 of code, and it's not a major structural defect.
After all was said and done, no one wanted to admit there was a serious failure and take responsibility. So I came in. We couldn't jack up the house because it was a semi-detached, and there's a common wall with the neighbors. So we built a foundation within a foundation, and that ended up being a huge job. This contractor got caught in a massive contractor gotcha when he tried to claim the work was okay. The fact is, numbers don't lie. Well, I guess you can tell that we have actually cut off the power to your house, moved the hot water heater, moved all your ductwork that was in the way, the plumbing that was in the way, cut the floor.
I'm just amazed what they've done in this short period of time.
Such a short time. I can't believe it.
Hammering open this floor, carrying all that stuff out by hand, just...
And carrying all this brick down by hand.
Probably on the hottest day of the summer so far. I couldn't believe it.
We poured in new footings. We pinned into your existing footings so we don't have a variance difference within the floor like this. Started the cinder block. We brought in what I want to call a 100% thermal break, the wall tight, and sprayed in behind after 2 rows and up into the floor joists so we no longer need vapor barrier. We're still addressing the outside as we're digging down to inspect to see how much it's spalling. At this point, we're only seeing a very small amount. because the ground was actually protecting the wall. Even though it was keeping it moist, it was protecting the wall. So unfortunately, we want that breathable surface at the top, but we're gonna close it off to protect it. We don't have a choice. We must protect the foundation.
Thanks very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
You're welcome.
It's great.
Give me my page.
Okay.
The kicker is they could have done this. They could have tested that concrete for $50. I guarantee you go to any new home buyer who's paying $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 for a house, and if you said to them, "Look, for $50, we can guarantee you the concrete's going to be sound," they'd pay it.
Unfortunately, we never seem to run out of examples of contractors taking advantage of nice people. Jen and Al won some contracting services through a church auction. When the gotcha moment came, he was caught in the act trying to get paid twice for a job that still wasn't done.
Not only did we not get what we wanted, but we also had to deal with this individual who was, playing a game with us.
Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. A contractor gotcha moment happens when a contractor is caught trying to appear competent, when what we see is that the work he has done proves otherwise. These last two stories are whoppers, and the lesson is the same one I keep saying over and over. Never, ever substitute a referral or third-party involvement for doing your own background checks, because ultimately, it's your house put at risk and your bank account that will be emptied. Watch and learn. Al and Jen bought a nice house on a nice street. House is about 20 years old. They want a new bathroom.
We had actually gotten a couple of quotes on bathroom renovation, so we got a good idea of what we were looking at, what we were gonna have done.
A nice winter day. Their church was having an auction, and one of the items up for bid was contracting services. The idea is that the church gets money raised, and the contractor supplies his time based on the highest bid.
We ended up purchasing some services from a contractor who donated $11,500 worth of his services.
Al?
Mike.
Jen? Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
It's a brisk winter day, eh?
On contract, on paper, was a $30,000 job. On the signing of the contract, he required a check for $10,400. And it was put to us simply that, he hadn't received any money, that he was donating his services to the church, and he needed money for supplies and for paying his laborers and everything. So we figured it was okay.
Draining, I see they poured a concrete pad. Looks fairly good here. Do not know by looking at it whether or not they've done a proper membrane, and even then, the membrane is how we used to do it. We don't use it that way anymore. We actually use much better products.
On the day of demolition, when they started their work, we were required by the contract to give another $5,000.
As for your toilet, that's not very wide, is it?
No.
This is 36 inches wide. You open the door, you go in. As soon as you get in, here's the toilet. You've actually got to really almost straddle the toilet to close the door. So very, very wrong.
It was a day of work done, and we were already out $15,400 plus the $11,500 to the church. So, $26,900 out, and they're just starting the demolition. We're off track right from the beginning.
What's wrong with that picture? A $30,000 job and they'd almost paid for it up front? Not the way to do things.
The second day of demolition, he came in and told us that some of the work that we wanted to have done that we had already discussed with him was add-on. And it was gonna cost us $1,500 for this, $2,000 for that.
This is where Al should have put a stop to the project and sorted it out.
Hindsight's always 20/20, and looking back now, it seems obvious to us, but on the onset, because we knew he had done a donation to the church, because it was goodwill on his part, because it was through our church, we wanted to be a good testimony, we went along with it.
One day I came in and Al said, go take a look in the family room. I thought, what's going on in the family room? We're having our bathroom done. Here's the damage. They took our tub out and it leaked.
It leaked so bad into the room downstairs, in a fairly new house, by the way, that it damaged all the ceiling.
And he explained to me that day the gentleman who was working on our bathroom fell through.
9 months later, it goes on and on. He comes back in, I want more money, we're not gonna do work. It's the same crap, different pile.
I can't describe the feeling. It's the loss of the money, the just knowing what's up there. We don't have anything basically for all the money that we've spent, and it was horrible.
Al and Jen, not knowing where to turn, contacted the church looking for help. The church asked the contractor to show proof of his expenses so far.
He didn't end up doing that. He ended up sending us another bill to complete the bathroom, which was ridiculous. It was like $17,000.
Talk about a contractor gotcha. This two-timer probably got a tax receipt for donating his time to the church, then took the money from Al and Jen, yet never gave them the reno they paid for, no matter. We went in and gave Al and Jen the bathroom that they should have gotten in the first place. And that meant starting from scratch.
Now it's easy, right? Reach in, pull. Pull that drywall, everything to do with inside here. Pull this drywall.
I love tearing this stuff apart.
Since this family has spent so much money on this, almost 40 grand, let's give them a $40,000 bathroom. Oh, you guys are good. So you're just gonna pull it back? You're just doing a test fit?
Yes, exactly. We're gonna cut now the second piece.
Yep.
And put together. Is everything, of course, gonna be okay?
So you don't install until you've checked everything?
Exactly.
I like you more.
Okay, thank you.
There's all kinds of excuses given to the homeowner as to why he wasn't done and what he needs and more money. He didn't finish it, he ran, and I had to come in and help them. But I made sure I made a bathroom that he did have his own throne room, that it was so beautiful to have that shower stall and that soaking tub that she wanted.
Wow, wow, wow. This is gorgeous. Wow.
Is this our
Oh my
bathroom?
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's smart.
Wow.
Look at that shower.
I
gorgeous.
know. I can't. Let's
Oh, Jen,
go
get in
take a
there.
look. Wow. Look at this.
It looks seamless.
This is gorgeous. Wow. I love this. This is so beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
This is gorgeous. It was horrible for us when it was going on, and horrible, I'm sure, for other people when they get into situations like that. But to have this complete and finished and gorgeous is, I don't know, more than we can ever ask for. It's amazing.
Contractors who are incompetent always defend their work. That is, if they're still around. What they should never do, though, is to expect an engineer to back them up. Keep your helmets on, guys. Welcome back to the best of Homes on Homes. We're showing the classic contractor gotcha moments when we find proof that a contractor isn't competent, despite his claims to the contrary. In this case, homeowners Christina and Joe hired a contractor, husband of a friend, first mistake, for a big job, a really big job. When his work was declared a disaster, he brought in his own engineers to try to back him up. Gotcha. Christine and Joe lived in a small house with Christine's mom, but when baby Julie arrived, it was time to make more room. Hired a contractor, worked with them on the home, actually friend of the family.
So I thought, I trust him, and then I especially trusted my girlfriend. I thought, you know what, there's no way that she's gonna let her husband screw us out.
He agreed to build him a 2,000 square foot addition at the cost of around $200,000. The trouble is, he's never done an addition that big before. As far as I'm concerned, he's never done one before.
And initially, I thought things were going pretty good. He digging out the garage, and then he had a crew in to do the foundation.
Things really start going upside down after the bank puts a stop $150,000 out, no more, because they did come in and take a look to see how much is being done.
They can't be holding your money. It's my money. They're holding us hostage. I said, no, it's their money.
It's taking longer. He's not making money. He's needing more money. They don't have more money.
I am going to take you to court, but I'm going to finish this house with my own money, and then I'm going to take you to court. And I said, if you're going to take me to court, you might as well take me to court now.
So he did. He slapped a $543,000 lien on the house, less the $200,000 they initially paid.
I wasn't sleeping much, and so I thought, I'm going to write to Holmes on Homes.
Yeah. It was easy to see what was wrong with this job, practically everything. But for starters, the foundation was incomplete.
No footings whatsoever.
There were no footings underneath the front porch, no footings underneath the garage, and the foundation wall wasn't deep enough. There were also no footings under the back door, never mind the back wall.
I don't know how they got away with this, because this was passed. That upsets me.
The foundations were wrong, the brickwork was wrong, the windows were wrong. It was all wrong.
There was no staircase. There were ladders to go up to the second floor. Climbed up the ladder, went to my future bedroom, and there's a bedroom window there, and I thought, oh, this is great. This window's so cool. And I went to open it, and it went crashing down on my fingers, and the two of the nails went cut halfway. They bent back, and blood's gushing out of my hand, and I'm like...
This is a side slider. It slides left to right, or right to left. This is not a vertical window.
This is from a door. Probably one of the upside-down doors that are in the garage.
There were so many things wrong with this house, I knew it had to come down. But because of the lien and the lawyers, we had to hire an engineering firm to come in and document all the problems before we could do any work. The footings we want to see twice the width of the wall. That way we have an equal displacement on each side of it, helping bury the load of this wall. Mega problems in this one room.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what they've done with this bench because I almost need X-ray eyes to see what they've done.
Look at the stairs. Obviously, these are all different heights and not the proper set of stairs.
It actually supported the plate and not the beam. That should really be looked at.
Same as we saw in the kitchen. We have a steel I-beam with a plate for the brick.
Yeah.
What do we see? Now the column's on the steel I-beam and nothing on the brick. Is this on footings? What is it sitting on? Nothing. They dug that down just enough to put a little concrete on the bottom and the blocks on top to carry all that weight load all the way up.
Yeah.
We do one thorough examination. He comes back, he wants it opened up.
We gotta see the finishes off. That's the easiest way to tell what's going on because we can't see through walls.
Okay, we open it up. I'm really bothered by this.
Now they got to come up with more money to pay an engineer to put together a package which is probably in the area of $20,000 between lawyers one time, between lawyers and engineer to put this together. Not to mention all us guys in here to come in and open it up and show things that are wrong. Okay, fine. Well, I bring in my whole crew. We're going to take down all the freaking drywall in the house. We're going to do a thorough inspection, a cost report on what it's going to take to fix this. Dollar after dollar after dollar continues to come out of their pocket, and they're nowhere ahead yet.
Where do I see screws? Do you see any screws? Any screws whatsoever in that drywall? Any screws? One screw. Come on. Whoever the electrician was puts out a box on the outside wall and puts up vapor barrier. What don't we see? Vapor barrier. Do you see any insulation?
Well, these are 8-footers.
Do you see any vapor barriers? Rock soap.
Look, you finally found the vapor barrier.
Yeah, I was on this side of the house. How much money in drywall is coming down? How much money in structures is it going to take to fix this? How much money should the homeowners put out of their pocket? I'm just stunned that this is allowed.
Right now, yeah, we've got this block, which is kind of making up the difference so you can bring your brick up above the gable, and you're supposed to always support it on steel. So these guys they brought a steel lintel in here. It looks like it's undersized, and usually you like to have it bearing on masonry if it's not too long, if the masonry can handle the load, or else you want to pick it up with steel. A 1/2-inch piece of OSB, like oriented strand board plywood, that's what's supporting the angle.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it's not holding anything.
No.
You got a lot of weight load on that, too.
We can see daylight.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't have stains here on the drywall.
Lucky for now, I think. Is there, what's out over there, though? There might be something just covering it?
All right. You like what you see so far?
No. Not at all.
The engineer's list of problems were endless, and I thought it would be enough to prove it wasn't safe, but no. We had to bring in a cost consultant to determine what would be cheaper, to repair what was wrong or to tear it down and start over.
We kind of call this project intervention, where we come in when there's a problem with the project. And in this case, the contractor has done so much work and he's now walked off the site or been kicked off the site. So now there's a lien on the property. So we have to come in and assess the money spent to build what's here now, the amount of all the deficiencies that need to be corrected, and as well the cost to complete the project.
Well, judging on what the structural engineer's report, he's highlighted some serious problems in different areas which will require major rip out. So you've got the cost of ripping out and then the cost of rebuilding at premium because you're working with partially built structure and finishes and so forth. It's highly likely it's going to cost more. It always does cost more to do fix-up than to build it right in the first place.
Did you want to buy the house?
No, thank you.
No? You sure?
Not in a million years.
Give you a bargain.
Consultant's report basically confirmed exactly what I said. Take the house down and start over. We were just about to start, but the contractor didn't believe us and decided he wanted to bring in his own engineers. We knew there was no footings under this at all. What I love is the engineers dug down just to prove it. No, there's no footings. What we see here is a 2x8, vertically like this. Now, structurally, we want to see it as a beam, so at least we want to see at least 3 in there. Well, what they have is a 2x4 piled this way on top of each other and then a faceplate to put the bricks over. You call this a footing? These guys were so thorough, they dug completely right under it just to see what was there. All he did was pour a small concrete pad here. Unacceptable. What they did was cut out the 2x8 to inspect how these were in place. 1, wood is touching concrete. 2, there's not enough in there, right? We don't see anything in there. It's sitting just on a little bit, and I could move the floor. That's not a good sign. This guy was in total belief that all his work was fine. As a matter of fact, he was so confident of it, he brought in his own engineers. What a mistake. Well, we got the okay to take the house down.
Say bye to this house, Juliana. Bye, house. Bye, house.
Turns out the contractor's engineer found even more problems wrong with the house than my engineers did. Start to finish, the project took 2.5 years to complete, and it was 6 months after that before the lien was finally pulled. All of these stories are truly unbelievable, yet so many problems the homeowners had could have been prevented. You deserve to get what you pay for. So if you want a good reno done on your home, I can't stress this enough. Do your research and educate yourself. Go see their work. See what these companies claim they can do. Don't get taken. Get it done right the first time.
Go for that hammer. Ladies first, go ahead, Matt. That's funny. I think he liked that one.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good job, well done.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you very much, guys.
What else is on?
For more information about this show, please visit hgtv.ca.